It is such a gift to have people and a place to come to be able to gather together and meditate together. This is such a gift. Wherever they're happening, it's a gift. And I'm very glad we are all invited here by the Great Spirit to be here now in this presence. And today's topic will be, why meditate? Why are we here? Why are we doing this? So, why meditate? And we're going to start our first song today, and we got printouts of them. If people, do we have any more, Craig? Okay, that was it. So I only did a certain amount, but I just the fact that the whole world, and I know we're all feeling it. Here we are coming just onto the 2 years of where we were with this pandemic, and I know it touched everybody's heart, health, loss, isolation, and it's a time just to kind of shake it. And now looking at the horrors of war, so feels like it's so affects us very closely, this war. We're going to talk a little bit about why meditate. Why do this? Why set this time aside every day? What is it? Not too long ago, going back in the 1940s, 1950s, meditation was like never. Especially in this country, you didn't hear meditation, yoga. It was just not very much expressed. And as it came into the 1960s and 70s, the end of the 60s and 70s, there was like this revolution of energy where everybody was, getting into yoga and different parts of meditation, exercise meditation, and it became quite mainstream popular. And then, but still not with a lot of people, but people that were called hippies or something were doing this. And then we went into like the 1990s, up into today, it's really mainstream. I mean, meditation is on your apps. You can go to the airport and plug into meditation. You can be in schools from, kindergarten, all these grades of school, and meditation, mindfulness, loving kindness is really becoming more and more mainstream talk. You can go to the restaurants, you hear it everywhere, is just this constant, wonderful part of meditation, and hearing the benefits, not only the physical or mental benefits, and they just help in all fields of feeling of well-being, and from anxiety to depression to dealing with just feeling good about yourself, well-being, and it just wants people to, more and more people are interested in this, and this is really wonderful. But I want to bring in another aspect of why meditate, and a very important part of it also. But before I do that, I just want to talk a little bit about a little story. It was just a week ago, a young lady came to me, and she was going around the country, actually, as part of her schoolwork of journalism. And she was going around interviewing people in alternative communities, alternative living or intentional communities. And she was asking questions to me about Sunburst and wanting to know how Sunburst, with so many intentional communities, how it's lasted now almost 52 years. What is it? Like, what is it where some come, some go, and some stay on? What is it? And I thought about it, and I said, well, they are intentional, meaning they started with an intent, and maybe some of those fulfilled that intention, whatever they started their intentional community for, And as far as Sunburst, that began in the early, I think it was 1969, 1970, it was because people came to find our founder, Norman Paulsen, who was a direct disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda, and they wanted to know how to meditate and understand life and find God in their life. And that was the intent of what started the intentional community of Sunburst that today is branching out also into having a wonderful retreat center and a place to come to have our temple here of people can come to and meditate anytime they would like to meditate. So it's opened up, but our basic foundation was definitely intentional community, of a residential community that is expanded now into just a greater community. And in talking with her, it brought me to the memory of when I was back years ago living in New York City and just finishing school. And I had that longing in me to just be outside of what my traditional upbringing, religious upbringing was. It just wasn't satisfying me enough. And I found there are many, yoga ashrams opening up in the city and places to go and exercise. And I loved it. It gave me many of the benefits of what I later learned that meditation also gave. I felt a little less stressed out, and I felt peace, and it was giving me happiness and joy, and I loved it. And it just began to just help me learn how to train my body and my mind to set a way to find happiness and peace in my life, and that was amazingly so beneficial. And shortly after that, and during that period of time, and I was almost finished my schooling, I had a pretty bad accident, and I was unconscious for a little while. And a friend that was with me, that while I was not aware of being conscious, stated that all I was saying, constantly repeating, was God, 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 God. And when I came back to my awareness and consciousness, I was quite surprised when he told me that, because I wasn't very religious. And I left my upbringing practice, and I was just kind of surprised that a part of me was saying that. And it really put me to a place of, it gives me chills thinking of it right now. But I just said, what is this all about? Why am I here? Who am I? And why? What is it in me? I had to know more about life and about who I was. And so at that period of time, I wasn't able to be very mobile. I was a very mobile person, and I had to sit still. And this friend of mine brought me a book that was called the Bhagavad-Gita, and it was about this big, this thick at that time. And I was not the most avid reader. And I looked at it and I go, whew. And in this book, I don't know if it was a bookmark or what, there was a statement in there that said, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I looked at that, I shut that book, put it down, and I just cried out to the universe. I said, help me find my way through life. What is this all about? And why am I here? And in a matter of 8 months, I somehow found Sunburst cross country in California. And it was nothing I planned. It just sort of happened. And there I was with other people that we had a schedule where we meditated in the morning and the evening. It was a scheduled time where you started learning to train your body and your mind to a practice of meditation. And first, of course, you resisted it a little bit, being forced into the schedule. But a while, keep doing it, it became like natural, just like when you brush your teeth in the morning and the evening. You know that's also a time you're going to sit and do your meditation. And little by little is doing this practice, this regular practice, being consistent with it every day and being in an environment that is conducive to it and helping this practice unfold. And it started to make a change in you more so than just maybe my physical exercise practice. That exercise practice helped me be able to sit still, comfortably still, for a length of time. But then it began to unfold and develop into a really deeper connection of something that was very satisfying. It started to feed the hunger in me that I had. And it began to change me as I began to see life differently. My eating habits changed because I wanted to take care of this temple that was beginning to wake up in me. I wanted to take good care of the body and watch what I was entertaining in my mind, because what meditation was beginning to bring to me. And this process went on, and then I going back again to the interview I was having with this lady, and she asked me again a question of, what is it in you that has been able to stay on to this practice for so many years? Like, what keeps you interested in staying with your practice? And that brings me to the topic of meditation that I want to just express a little bit, is how you begin to work with the evolution of your own consciousness. And this is so important today, because what we see in the world today is a consciousness of what you want to call it, self-consciousness, ego consciousness, whatever it is. It's a consciousness that is pretty much collectively on this planet. We can see the suffering of it, that is isolated. You're your little island, and you look at everybody else different than yourself. You're not a part of it. You're just taking care of your little world, and it can get very greedy, selfish, frightened, fearful of what's out there that could maybe, you want, or jealous, you want of what others have. It's a total self-conscious awareness in you that creates division. It creates wars. It creates disharmony. It creates so much suffering. And this is what is happening here. But there's a way out, and the way out is through awareness that is cultivated in meditation. The awareness of a higher power, the awareness of a higher consciousness, a super consciousness of awareness. It has been given many names. And that, tapping into that awareness, you then begin to see yourself. You begin to see yourself as a part of the whole. You see yourself in others. You see the same energy in each other. There's no longer so much the greed, is more out of helping one another, the need to be a part of the whole. And it's not just with people, it's with animals, it's with life, it's with Earth, Mother Earth. You are a part of the earth. Everything is a part of you. And this is the power of why meditation is so important today. And as I had said, that lady said, what has kept you here doing this practice all these years is because it's the nature of that higher consciousness beginning to awaken in people, that its nature is to be giving, is to be of service, is to be available and willing. It's expansive. It's not just in its little cell. It's beginning to see the whole of life, the sacredness, the preciousness, the beauty, the wonderment, the miracle. And that is so important of why we meditate. And what I would like to read right now, before we go into our meditation, is excerpts from The Evolution of Consciousness from our founder, Norman Paulsen. This is excerpts of something that he has written some years back. We, as the human race today, are standing on the threshold of a quantum leap into a dimension of consciousness that we have only dreamed of. A state of consciousness wherein we can experience God, pure consciousness. I am that I am, existing within us, and in every face we look at. As it grows in us, it's like every face is our own, every man and woman a reflection of ourselves. This is the evolution that we are looking ahead into, and we are only seeing the beginning of it. It is hard to conceive of what this world would be if we were able to somehow open up the potential of our higher awareness, that consciousness that we have in our possession right now. We get glimmerings of it in the so-called sixth sense, feelings of intuition, dreams, visions, and voice communication from spirit. The sixth sense is the cosmic sense, the Christ sense, that is being aware as soul of pure consciousness, God. When your soul uses awareness to perceive pure consciousness, God, as the only substance supporting soul, the pure self of you, your identity, you have arrived. The higher brain of awareness contains the wisdom, drift, and design of all the images in this creation. The question is, how do we gain access to it? The secret is meditation, and a good meditation tool. A meditation tool that is going to give each individual the ability, according to their own will and desire, to get within themselves and meet the divine face to face. What a wonderful thing. This has been my experience and is the experience for each one of us that cares to pursue it. This is not a new religion. It is going to be people who know within themselves, who are guided within themselves, each one guided by the same light, the same divine intelligence, the same wisdom. The works we do, the things we build, the things we create can be guided by the same divine guidance. Instruments of war will be abolished forever. Yes, a simple meditation tool, if practiced faithfully with love that you feel for God, whatever your own image of God is, will lead you to Him, to her, to it. Those two divine principles want to live in these physical bodies fully conscious. This is the reason it was all created. And this is the evolution that we are looking ahead into, and we are only seeing the beginning of it. Each one of us has the equipment, atomically, molecularly, cellularly, right in our own body at this very moment to experience pure consciousness, Christ consciousness, divine illumination, oneness with God. You don't have to go anywhere. It is all right within you. The whole of creation is right within you. How can you see it? Meditate on it. Just sit upright to begin our time of meditation and allow your body to be supported by the core, the central channel within you. Just allow that to be supporting you as you release and relax your muscles, your shoulders, and just stay with the core for strength. And bring awareness to the breath and place the gaze of your eyes as if looking outward from the point between your eyebrows, like a magnifying glass, to see if you can find that point of just to hold your attention without any strain, without any tension in your eyes, just wonderment of the miracle of life, being able to quiet the thought processes in your mind like a snow globe that's shaking up with thoughts all over the place. Let them just begin to settle by keeping the gaze of your eyes steady and connecting to your breath. And with every inhaling breath and with every exhaling breath, place your intention for your meditation within your heart and at that point of awareness and concentration. As we move into our practice, as we keep our focus in our meditation, we're going to listen to the words of our founder, Paulsen, on why to meditate. And as you hear the words, just keep your gaze in front of you and bring that light into your mind, into your consciousness. See it in front of you, the sides of you, behind you, and just let it keep expanding out into your entire body, into this room, into the land around us, and keep moving it outward into your homeland, your homes, your families, your loved ones. Continue handing it out all the way outward, as far out into this country for healing and peace, all the way outward into this amazing earth that we are all living in for awareness. Just keep expanding this light outward as we hear these words.
Why should we meditate? Why should we learn to meditate? Why should we spend the time, as young people, as old people, to find out who we really are? To really know who we really are. There was a saint in India whose only meditation was, he continually asked himself, who am I? Over and over and over and over again in his meditations, till he found out who he was. Make the effort now today and say to your soul, I'm going to meditate twice a day when I get up in the morning for however long I can, and before I go to sleep at night. And keep the door on the crown of your head open.
And to keep our practice consistent every day. Same time is helpful. In the morning and the evening, finding a special place to meditate in your own home. And when you have the opportunity, like we have here, to meditate with others, is such a gift. It's very powerful in helping us to keep our practice going. And to find time to take walks in nature and find that communication alone with Spirit. Commune with Spirit alone in nature is so powerful. And whatever receptacle you have in your mind's eye and heart to help cultivate your devotion and desire for your practice, to stay fulfilled and connected. Work on that. And we can realize who we truly are and the power we have to truly create a heaven on this earth. O light, I acknowledge you. O light, I bow to you. Enter in to my heart, I pray. Make me strong. And tireless in your way. Lead me from the unreal to the real. From darkness, lead me to your light. And from death, lead me to immortality. Om. Peace. Amen.
Make our lives a shining light for all the world to see. Make our hearts an open door to your eternity. May our lives reflect your love all across the sea, and help us to live evermore for thee. Show your face, shine your love down on us all today. Shine out in the night so mine eyes can see the light that can set thy people free. We've been called into you, Lord, won't you show your face? For the sake of those we love and this whole human race. We've been looking to the light, trying hard to see the light that lights humanity. So show your face, shine your love down on us all today. Shine out in the night so mine eyes can see the light that can set thy people free. Hearts of wiser men than I, poets, fools, and kings, sought to know you and the joy that your wisdom brings. Of all the suns and worlds we see, nothing can compare to all the love, the light that's shining there. So show your face, shine your love down on us all today. Shine out in the night so mine eyes can see the light that can set thy people